Hello and good evening. I hope you all have been having a wonderful day and are ready for some NA contenders action. We are basically at the end of group stages here. This is round 11, the last round before we start looking into the elimination. And this is the final opportunity for teams to really solidify their position and their standing. I, of course, am Alexander T. Kresek, aka Master Hamster, and joining me to call all the action is the one, the only, the lovely Laser. Laser, how are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this match. It's going to be a good one. I think this is the first time I personally casted a match between two top four teams, and this will be a showstopper, to say the least.
It should be very, very exciting. Obviously, we are on the Pirates in Pyjamas Twitch stream, but we will have PIP versus the number one team, which is O3 Splash, which I must say, O3 Splash has been making a splash so far in the group stages. Yeah, taking a look right now at the standings, O3 is 9-1, and PIP is 7-3. They're in that fourth position, but kind of in a weird way, where map differential has really made the difference, but they're not that far behind Saints or Wisps, and that could really change tonight.
Yeah, and I think it's up to Pirates in Pyjamas to decide their own fate to a point tonight, because the only way that they're able to secure a higher seed is to get a 3-0 over O3 Splash, because as far as I know, Saints and Wisp have the tiebreakers on Pirates in Pyjamas in the head-to-head, so they need a clean 3-0 to even have a chance at advancing in position.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned it. Pirates in Pyjamas literally just lost, I believe, yesterday to both Saints and Wisps. So they've been having a little bit rough go of it as of late. Two very recent losses against some very important things, and we do got the matchups here. Yep, as you see it, Pirates in Pyjamas losing to Saints and Wisps. They were much better in the standings and then just dropping down. But map 1 will be on Oasis. And Laser, what can we expect on this map?
I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of rush, especially on the Oasis University map, and as well as the sub-level, or I believe it's called, not City Center, the other one. I can't remember the name of it, actually. Which one is that?
It's escaping my mind.
Yeah,
too.
I know.
You know when you know what it is, and then all of a sudden someone's struggling to figure out what it is, and
then you
lose
can't
it
either.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, the other one.
Yeah,
We'll put that when we get there.
Not City Center, not this one with the cars. I think we'll see a lot of dive on this one specifically, just because dive is so crucial when holding that high ground and taking it away from the other team. Pirates in Pyjamas going with a more interesting comp with the Junker Queen instead of a monkey. They are more than likely going to run that Sombra Tracer as well, so it's just going to be a difference in the support line and the tanks. You will see a complete DPS mirror unless Scissors decides to go something interesting, which they do not.
Nope. It was there for a second. The opportunity had presented itself, but nope, we're just going to see that switch up. And yeah, like you said, interesting that we're seeing Pip come out with this Junker Queen. We might see a switch if it doesn't work out immediately, but Infected on this Winston can be very annoying. Not if he keeps getting hacked, though.
No, I mean, Pack is the easiest way to force out a monkey early with chunk damage from the Sombra, and because your queen can't follow up on this poke, you are the main deterrent to this monkey diving the backline, and that is the job of the monkey along with Sombra Tracer. If they can't set up dives, then it's going to be very hard for O3 to capitalize.
We have to be very careful. Boat got very, very low after being hacked out. Scissors also going to take a lot of damage, but does have the rewind on deck. This is a Tracer 1v1 right now. Lukewarm winning in that ultimate department, and Kronk
neutral
to get the first pick on a neutral.
Yeah, big first pick. Your Ana is the lifeblood of your team, and the rest of the team is going to fall right after, just because you don't have that sustain anymore. You don't have Nade to deny the engage from Erikek or any of the other DPS. And now Pirates in Pyjamas in the driver's seat, getting a power position on high ground where O3 Splash has to make some pivots. And Boat is on the Genji.
I was just about to say, what do we think about this? I am surprised, to say the least. I don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Genji since Jote's meta, pretty much. It's been a not dead, but definitely dying character in almost
Yeah.
every composition, just because Sombra is going to be better in most situations. But we'll see how he does it, because Infected goes down early again.
Infected going down early. I believe they did get hit with that EMP from Kronk. So you have to be aware of that. Boat will get a pickup onto Scissors. It might just not be enough, as O3 Splash just trying to make some headway here, stall it out a little bit so Infected can get back onto this point. But they really got to keep their monkey alive, who just seems to be struggling right now.
Yeah, they're going to probably look for a nano engage here to counter this, but both support ults pop from Pirates in Pyjamas.
Yeah, we're going to see B and the Kasune Rush popped on the side of O3 Splash. Neutral does throw down that Nano, and Scissors finds the Pulse Bomb onto Neutral. Rally comes out as well for O3, and the Primal Rage, of course, in effect, trying to find something. Pirates in Pyjamas, though, doing a great job of just avoiding the majority of these ultimates, keeping themselves safe and staying back while still putting on the pressure to O3 Splash, who really hasn't been able to find their foothold in this game just yet.
Yeah, Boat's dangerously low, and Chronic has EMP coming up for this final fight, and this could be a complete wipe because O3 doesn't have any support ultimates to counter it. This could be massive.
This could be massive.
Boat
does find one, and the EMP is huge. Scissors immediately finds two, and Eric Keck finds Lukewarm. It's not looking good for O3 right now, as Infected falls down as well. Neutral gonna get cleaned up, and that will be round one on Oasis, 100-0 for Pirates in Pyjamas. And we talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show here, but the importance of this win for Pirates and Pyjamas cannot be understated here. O3 don't really have a care in the world. They've basically secured their spot in the #1 position, but Pirates and Pyjamas could drastically change their seeding depending on how well or how poorly they do here.
Absolutely. A 3-0 would be massive in the grand scheme of things, because on the off chance that Saints or Wisp go out 0-3 or lose this match, that could put them in a much better position for seeding in playoffs. And I mean, it shows, because Pirates in Pyjamas right now are putting their pedal to the metal and putting everything they have into this game, not leaving anything out to dry.
No, and they are not slowing down. I think really what worked wonders for them was the fact that we saw Chronic just constantly hacking Infected time and time again. The Winston really didn't find any sort of potential or any sort of value, and now we're seeing Pirates in Pyjamas running more of an old-timey Ramatra comp. With the Sojourn and the Mei, they really want to get up close and personal in this brawl composition. Infected still on that Winston, so O3 Splash still going for a little bit of a dive here.
Yeah, and this is the point I was talking about, where I was expecting a brawl to come out from both teams, along with University, because of how strong Ramatra and Mei are on this point. If you get possession of those inside corridors with wall, you can pummel the enemy team, and the Ana and Brig basically don't have a way out from O3 Splash. There are no Kirikos online. There are no Bells or Suzus to save you. And if you get trapped, you are done for.
You are indeed. And it makes me kind of wonder why O3 haven't made that switch over to a more brawl-focused composition, especially when they've been struggling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect to see a pivot out unless something drastic happens. Wait, big pulse onto Eric. Z-Man forces the lamp early, but they're not able to follow up on this. This is almost an entirely different style than we saw from them early. EMP, though.
Massive EMP, but no one is there to follow up. Infected does get one, but it's just not enough. Window comes out from Z-Man, who is just throwing down the damage and the heals while staying safe. The sleep comes out, but really there's no one for O3 to capitalize on these massive plays.
No, I mean, it seems like Infected is desynced from the rest of from Lukewarm and Boat. Goes in, but he uses cooldowns and not really followed up on.
Yeah, good beat in response to the Nano. Infected just kind of sitting there looking at the rest of PIP. Like, what do I do? How do I get in here? Scissors gonna find Neutral in the back line. Again, both of the supports fall down due to Annihilation. Lukewarm is able to pick up Scissors, but it's just not enough. Lamp goes down, and finally, I thought Z-Man goes down. Finally, Z-Man goes down. Eric Heck finds Infected, and Chronic finds Lukewarm. Pirates in Pyjamas are looking like an entirely different team than what we saw out of them yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy bounce back. When you look at their records from yesterday, went 0-6 in maps to the other two top teams. And 0-3 Splash should be on a different caliber than the teams they played yesterday, but it doesn't look like it. Pirates and Pyjamas look refreshed and revamped, ready to fight 0-3 to the tooth and nail.
They look very focused in this matchup. They understand the importance of it, and they are putting everything on the line here. They are not missing their opportunity. Chronic does have ult available on the Sojourn. Has to be careful. Pulse comes out, but Chronic stays alive only for a moment there. Does get leaped upon. Lukewarm will get credited with that kill, and now has to teleport out to be afraid and alive.
Yeah, but Pirates and Pyjamas can stall this out to 99, and then they have the leisure to take the fights as they please. Z-Man's coming up on this window and might end up popping it in this fight. We'll see. But they basically have the pick of the litter when they want to engage.
Very good sleep and grenade from 0-3. Neutral doing a great job. Hey, it turns out your Ana can have real big impacts if they're alive and able to play the game. 0-3 will stop the cap at 99%. They are working up that percentage now, but it got close, and Pirates just need one good push to take the win on map 1.
Yeah, you need to be careful for Z-Man's window and Chronic's overclock here, because that is a deadly combination, as we've seen many a time in our ranked games. And I mean, unless both can find massive value with the ZMP on Chronic, did not. Nothing dies. This is... Oh no. Oh no, Boat goes down.
No one dies but Boat. The Pulse Bomb will find Eric Hex, so this is important for 0-3. It is going to be a very scrappy fight. Window is out as well. Scissors and Chronic pick up 2-1 each. Z-Man falls down to Infected, but I mean, Z-Holic is here to take out Deco. Infected is the only one alive. I don't think there's anyone that's going to be able to get back to the point fast enough as the cap is happening. Oh, of course,
yeah,
Boat died so early. You're right.
Maybe. Yeah, let's see how long this can stall for, because Boat needs to perform a miracle, and here comes Deco to stall it out as well. That being said, it's just one at a time, staggering onto point, and Deco goes down early. That's a lot of sustain from 0-3 gone.
The Lucio is gone. Infected is on the point to make things happen, but the Annihilation is popped from Eric Keck. Lukewarm and Infected both fall. There's not much left in the tank for 0-3, and just like that, Pirates and Pyjamas will take a very strong game, or map 1, rather.
Mm-hmm. That was a very dominant map 1. I was not expecting that coming in from Pirates. I think that they executed their win conditions perfectly into what 0-3 was running, because as a Brawl composition, you need to outlive these dives. Once 0-3 uses their resources to get onto the backline of a Brawl composition, there is not much they can do to sustain. And that is one of the weaknesses of a dive composition playing into Brawl. If you're not able to secure a kill in that first engage, it's going to be very difficult for you to live and then find value on that re-engage.
Absolutely, and I think the target focus from the side of Pirates and Pyjamas was immaculate, right? I mean, for round 1 on Oasis, Neutral just couldn't play the game, was dead a majority of the time, and Infected was just hacked a majority of the time. So yeah, you have a Winston, but if your Winston can't jump around and do monkey things, he's not much of a monkey right now. He can't really add that value that you need him to, and they took advantage of that. They used the Junker Queen well, they used the Ramatra well. I'm a bit excited. I know this on paper, this one wasn't looking like it would be in favor of Pirates and Pyjamas, but now, after that game 1, anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm expecting 0-3 to play to their strengths and what they seem to want to play very badly, which is dive. And as we head into what I believe is hybrid, it is missing on the graphic, but I believe that is the missing game mode.
It is hybrid, yeah.
Yes, hybrid. I would not expect to see a brawl-heavy map picked by them, because as demonstrated in the last 2 maps, they seem to want to play that Monkey Tracer Sombra variation extremely badly, and picking a map that might cater to that composition could be the ticket for them getting back into the series early.
Are there any maps that immediately stick out in your mind that we might see 0-3 picking? Because they do have map pick here.
Let's see. Let me go through their match history and see what they've picked in the past, actually. So Numbani is a very dive-centric map, and that would be the one that springs to mind for me, because Eichenwald has that point 1 and point 3, where it is a very brawl-centric, very rush-heavy comp point. But I think Numbani is more than likely going to be the pick, since they've been running that dive composition. Pirates and Pyjamas need to pivot a little bit on this map if it does end up going to Numbani. And I mean, we saw the devastation that came out from Pirates and Pyjamas on this Brawl comp. I mean, they were finding every bit of value.
Every bit of value, as we do get to take a look at some replays here. I mean, hitting shots, hitting those abilities, making life difficult for O3. We did see Infected kind of pulling out some of those Primal Rages, but just not enough at the end of the day.
No, and it's very difficult for you to find value as a solo monkey when diving into a backline of a BAP Lucio, because if you're not engaged, if you're not denied on that initial engage by the Lucio boop, you're still going to have a very hard time bursting down a BAP where he has Shift, he has Lamp, he has Peel from his team. And by the time that you might secure that kill on the Baptiste, your life will be traded in exchange.
And I think we saw that a couple of times, particularly in that round 2, where Infected went on the BAP, but either couldn't secure that kill, or it just took so long to secure that kill. By the time the Lucio was dead, the rest of O3's team was dead as well, and Infected was just by themselves, the solo monkey.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to Pirates and Pyjamas DPS. I think they did a wonderful job of marking and scouting out both the Sombra and Tracer on the side of O3 Splash, because realistically, if you let the Sombra and Tracer set up in your backline, you will get dove by the monkey and your supports will die. That is the end of the day. That composition is such a high skill cap, and the reason why it is played so much in Overwatch League is because it is so impossible to stop that dive. There are too many threats, and by poking them out early and denying the threat before it happens, they might save their supports.
They may indeed. Well, here you go. You predicted it. You said this is the map that you were thinking of, and that is exactly the map that O3 was thinking of as well. Numbani is the choice. It will allow O3 to really play to their strengths in that dive composition, especially for that first point. They can really play to that Winston. They can really get aggressive and just make life difficult for Pirates in Pyjamas.
Yeah, Pirates and Pyjamas on the attack here, so I won't see the composition that I am hoping to see out of them early, which would be the Ash coming out, but Boat Lukewarm on the Echo Tracer, which is a little bit off of what we typically see on this point. That is one of the variations I've seen played, but you lose out on a lot of your dive potential with Dynamite and Anti. Both of those cooldowns are extremely essential to burn a backline like on a Brig.
Yeah, and right now both these teams looking at the mirror matchup. No one is really kind of straying outside of the typical composition here. They know what needs to happen, and Pirates seem more than comfortable to play into O3 Splash's specialty into what they're comfortable with. And we'll have to see if it works out for them or if O3's map pick will come out on top.
Yeah, the player to watch here will be Z-Man on Ana, because those anti-nades are essential, like I was just talking about, for the defense, but it's also just as essential for the offense to burn this. If they can land an anti-nade onto the Ana Brig, that will be the go button for the monkey to die. But Boat's dead.
Oh my gosh, Scissors exploding Boat. The 1v1 did not go well at all on the side of O3 Splash, and now that point is opened up to allow
Scissors.
More massacres from Scissors, who's gonna find Lukewarm. Infected follows very quickly, and look at this. Pirates and Pyjamas comfortably will be taking this point. Obviously, we're seeing a little bit of fire from Boat, but it's just not gonna be enough, not close enough to touch or even stall out the point for a second. 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for Pirates and Pyjamas. That was exactly what they needed. You mentioned the DPS doing immaculately, perfectly, and Scissors just kind of showing off how confident Pirates and Pyjamas are feeling right now.
Yeah, their DPS are popping right now, and that is what you need on this map, because this is such a pop-off time for DPS to strut their stuff, to show what they're capable of, because this map is one of the only maps in the game where DPS have a consistent impact throughout the map, and this is going to be a Nano Echo engage, exactly what I was talking about with the DPS. But get slept!
Oh, the sleep was massive. Not really able to make much happen there. The duplicate comes out, but what is Scissors going to do on this Brig?
I mean, probably just farm Rally and just burn through this monkey, but Boat's going to engage with a Nano Echo himself.
Ooh, has to be very careful. Does pick up the Ana as well. I love the fact that we keep seeing these dupes onto the supports. Lukewarm and Infect will pick up one of their own. Deco as well. And that will send Pirates in Pyjamas packing back to the spawn. They have to formulate a new plan to try to break through this defense. Lukewarm dealing a ton of damage in the Tracer 1v1. Will need to be very careful, though.
Right, and Lukewarm's coming up on this pulse along with Stone, and this is going to be a battle of the pulse bombs. If they can stick a brig during rally on the opposite side... Oh, never mind, I'm sorry. Lukewarm's just going to dip Stone in the Tracer duel.
Ooh, that feels bad. I mean, this map so far has just been DPS diffing each other right now. The stick is good. It finds two. Both of the supports fall down for Pirates in Pyjamas. Scissors gets taken out by Infected as well. O3 had a little bit of a rough start here, but they have really come into their own on this defense. Yeah, first point is very difficult to hold on defense just because there are so many opportunities for the attack to land nades, to land stickies like you saw on boat. And second point is a little bit more defender-sided as Lukewarm has all the space in the world to just farm the DPS of Pirates in Pyjamas. Yeah, Scissors just doesn't have a response right now. Lukewarm turned on, hit the on button and is just going forward. Look at that, getting very, very low, but stays alive, able to pick up that big pack. And now it's just being chased down by almost every member of Pirates in Pyjamas. They want this Tracer gone. They have a hit squad after him right now. And I mean, for good reason. Lukewarm is almost at another pulse bomb, which could threaten Zolik during this rally. And that's what they're afraid of. The pulse does come out from Stone, but it's not going to find its mark, unfortunately. We do have two support ultimates for Pirates in Pyjamas, but what do you do, especially when we're looking at O3 that's looking at 4 ultimates right now? Duplicate does come out from Boat. Boat just putting on pressure. The pulse bomb is good. Z-Man falls down. You said it's a player to watch, and Lukewarm is certainly watching Z-Man right now. Oh, he's watching him and he's burning them down because these stickies are immaculate. And Nano Echo onto Boat gets Zolik just for the cleanup. And I mean, this is a brutal time bank lead as well because no picks have been found on the side of Pirates in Pyjamas, so they can't just stagger out fights. They're losing time rapidly. And just like that, O3 understands when to pull back, when to take the high ground, stall it out a little bit more. They've already wasted 3 minutes and 30 seconds from Pirates in Pyjamas time bank. They are more than happy to sit back and waste a little more. Scissors will find one pickup, and this could be the turning point. Boat falling down early. The rally popped as well. Scissors now using the dupe, trying to get that monkey. Will finally find it, but not before Z-Man gets taken down. Yeah, Z-Man is the key in these dive compositions because these nades are so essential to set up your monkey. And I mean, they get the nano off, but the duplicate clone does not keep the nano once you lose it, unfortunately for Barakek. And now it's just going to be a final fight on second where Pirates in Pyjamas has every right in the world to win this fight because they have this rally, but Lukewarm might have something to say about it. If Lukewarm is anywhere near here, Lukewarm has something to say about it. Greetings. Out, does find Deco. That is great for Pirates. That's exactly what they needed in order to make the space. Yeah, and there goes Lukewarm as well. This should be a one fight for Pirates. Now it's just formality to clean up, but they still commit the Primal, possibly just to displace, get this card there a little bit faster. Neutral will go down, and that will signal the end for O3 Splash's second point hold. And Boat commits the copy. That's a little bit interesting there. I'm not sure I agree with that copy usage, unless they are pivoting over towards something like an Ashe or maybe a Soldier or Torbjorn if they're getting a little bit shicey. You called it. Yeah, there is the Ashe. That is the pivot that I'm looking for on Numbani. It is such a strong setup with a Dynamite, just because you have that consistent uptime with damage as well to burn through Monkey. Yeah, looking very, very well. But I mean, while we're talking about burn, O3 was able to burn through 5 minutes of time, banked time from Pirates in Pyjamas. They had such a fast capture on that first point, but O3 really dug in their heels and made it difficult. They are certainly not going down without a fight here. No, that first corner hold out from O3 was magnificent. And copy on the Boat, traded out with Z-Man though. So this fight is actually going to go the way of O3 Splash, even though they lost Boat early. The rally will be popped from Z-Holic as well, so they don't have any support ultimates available to them for this next fight. They have to be very careful. The only ultimate really anywhere near is Infected, who will have that Primal Rage in a moment here.
Well, you talk about no ultimates, but Pirates just burned 3 ultimates for a lost fight. And that is a very tough position to be in, because now you have to take this final fight with 45 seconds left. And this could be, like I said, final fight territory unless they take a rushed fight here and then don't stagger whatsoever, which is a very tough ask. And Neutral's coming up on this Nano.
Yeah, that is asking for a lot. I mean, yeah, we're looking at 4 ultimates coming up for the side of 0-3. Neutral going to have the Nano. Rally is available as well. Lukewarm will have the Pulse Bomb, but Scissors finding Boat could be the pickup that they need. The Stick is going to find 2. Z-Man and Z-Holic both fall down. Lukewarm's going to pick up Stone as well. He doesn't care. Infected finds Scissors, and that will basically be all she wrote. 10 seconds remaining. No one is anywhere near the point, especially with Infected just holding the line here.
No, and this will be it for Pirates and Pyjamas push. And Lukewarm putting up an absolutely MVP level performance on this map so far. Every time we talk about Lukewarm, it seems like it's because he's in the kill feed. It's not because he made a mistake. It's not because we're talking about an ultimate he's going to use. It's just because he's in the kill feed and he's popping off.
I would be surprised if Lukewarm doesn't get play of the game. I mean, maybe we're going to see something crazy in the second half here, but Lukewarm was just turning on the heat. Every time Pulse Bomb came out, it felt like it was at least a double kill with the Pulse Bomb. Lukewarm just has that accuracy that really has been putting the fear into Pirates and Pyjamas. You have to be so aware and so careful when Lukewarm does have that ultimate available, and the fact that Tracer can build it so quickly makes Lukewarm even more of a threat.
Yeah, and just like I talked about from Pirates, I was expecting them to pull out the Ashe on this point because Dynamite is so good at setting up your Monkey and setting up your Tracer to go in, especially when you have the Ononade to combo with it. And 0-3 Splash going less for Dynamite and more for a different type of bomb in Echo.
Yep, you are absolutely correct. I mean, but obviously we talk a lot about Lukewarm. Boat as well really had some standout moments, so we can't sleep on the DPS line for 0-3. Just kind of overshadowed a little bit at the incredible play that Lukewarm was having.
Yeah, Lukewarm is popping off, but Boat and everyone else on 0-3 have been doing their part to both set up Lukewarm and also follow up on the engages that he has created. And Pirates and Pyjamas looked a little bit lost on that first point hold, the first corner hold, just because of how much Lukewarm was able to do.
Oh, Boat gonna have the angle here. Does have the Mercy as well. A pocketed Echo can be a scary Echo if they hit their shots. They just need to be careful. Scissors on this Ashe will put tons of pressure, especially with these Dynamites. And like you said, Dynamite is the perfect entry for that Winston to come on and capitalize.
Yeah, something else that I want to point out is Deco is on the Mercy instead of the Brig, which means that their Tracer and their Monkey will have a lot less support in exchange for a little bit more damage on the initial engage with Boat. And that's going to be the key. If Boat can find value, then they're going to win these fights, but it doesn't look like they're doing so.
It does not look like that. Indeed, Eric, Stone, and Z-Man all finding a pickup of their own. Boat going to get taken down by Z-Man, and Scissors finds Neutral in the back line. A great defense already for Pirates in Pyjamas. This Ashe pickup seems to be working wonders for them. Same with the positioning for Erikek. I don't want to undersell the value that this Winston is having.
Yeah, this is something I see a lot whenever I'm looking at contenders matches where Winston will play on the opposite high ground and then counter dive either the backline or into his own team. Because, oof, Scissors.
Where did Bo go? Scissors with the beautiful shot. And again, 0-3 Splash looking at a man disadvantage. What can they do but wait for Boat to come back?
Yeah, just waiting is the name of the game, and now Deco's back onto this Brig, so the Ashe is going to be even more critical to deal with early because Boat doesn't have any help, really, other than Pax from Brigitte to help him out on these sustained engages.
Ooh, that feels bad. Just you saying that, what is he having some for packs from Brig? I mean, it kind of hurts my soul a little bit, but here we go. O3 will be making the attack in. Boat does dupe into Brig. An interesting choice, and already Infected falls down to Z-Holic on the Brig. I mean, Pirates, they just know how to counter-engage. They know how to deal with this dive, and they have been doing it immaculately. They've been passing with flying colors.
Oh, absolutely. They might have committed 3 ultimates to that fight, but so did O3. They committed the Nano and the copy, and they're not close to Brig yet, so it's essentially an ultimate loss. And Scissors finds another pick on a Lukewarm.
Z-Holic will fall down, but it doesn't matter. Stone is there with the Pulse Bomb. Deco falls down. Stone gonna find Bo as well. What can you do? Scissors getting juggled right now. And Infected will just jump off, satisfied with the pick, needs to get the reset. Less than a minute remaining. Wanted to juggle the Ash, wanted to get the kill, and then see ya. And then some friendly banter in the chat as well.
Yeah. Scissors not so happy about being sent on a space shuttle by Infected. And Infected burning the Primal there. O3 Splash have almost nothing in the bank to work with when Erikek and Z-Man have this deadly Monkey Nano combination coming online for this final fight. And it's going to be a brutal one. Ana's already in a Mega underneath. They were caught out early. They can't rotate.
Ooh, very unfortunate here. Have to be careful. I mean, Eric, like you said, Erikek, Z-Man both have their ultimates up. Stone looking close to getting the Pulse Bomb as well. Pirates just need to play it safe. They just need to stall it out, make it difficult for O3 to get on here and use their ult advantage. But the longer this fight takes, the closer they get to the ult percentage. Z-Man will find the pick onto Boat. Infected falls down to Stone. The Nano actually went onto Z-Holic. An interesting choice, but hey, Brig can swing. Scissors gonna find neutral. O3 just does not have an answer. We're gonna see the spray. Oh my gosh.
Man, and I mean, that was a capstone performance from, I think Lukewarm, I don't know if he found a pick on the offense. I think that pivot from Pirates and Pyjamas to pick the Ash and play more of Protect the President was the correct decision because, man, did the Ash find some value. Even though Lukewarm is popping off like this, they were able to deny Lukewarm any value on attack.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we saw Lukewarm going from the multi-pulse bombs, into just struggling to find a pick, struggling to find an elimination. And I think that is a good adaptation from Pirates and Pyjamas, where they saw, hey, this is a problem. We cannot let this continue. We got to take care of this. And that's exactly what they did. They shut down Lukewarm, and they were able to hold successfully on that first point.
Yeah, and that is the name of the game. If you are able to pivot and figure out who's doing the most on the other team and shut them down, a lot of the time, that is the answer that you're looking for. And man, did the Ashe do that, because Ashes are a little bit more prevalent to shutting down Tracers, as we saw in the kill feed a couple times during that round. And Lukewarm with some disgusting pulses. Seems like all the highlights from this first round are their pulses, unless we're looking at... And then Boat's Nano. Man. Some flashy performances from both teams' DPS so far, though.
Absolutely. I don't know if we were able to capture the replay for the first pick, but Scissors coming out of the gate with that quick pickup onto Boat was such a highlight for me. And then, of course, you have basically every single pulse bomb. We did see Stone miss one or two, but after that, understood that they needed to pick up their game and keep up with Lukewarm, who was just nasty on this Tracer.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the Tracers. I think also the Echoes and the Ashes were just putting on highlight reels. I think every DPS in that match. I can't stop like ranting about these DPS because, man, did they do so much for their teams. And I think a lot of that was just because this map, like I talked about, is one that is very DPS centric. And if you're allowed to exist as a DPS for too long, then the other team might find themselves on the back foot.
I just want to really quickly shout out Replay Tech. I think that's knock on wood, because that is beautiful. The fact that you not only got the juggle, but also the teabag and the spray. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I mean, replay is a very nice thing to have in these modern times because some of the times we don't get to fully comprehend what we saw on the stream before it flashes by, and then you're reduced to either Twitch clips or looking back at the VOD later. And save us all the trouble. Thanks, Knock.
Thanks. That's great. But we are looking at something that I didn't expect us to see here, but we are looking at the potential of Pirates in Pyjamas 3-0ing 0-3 Splash. And so I guess in this case, they would potentially be going 0-3. So maybe they're trying to live up to their namesake. But all jokes aside, this was not what I had imagined or envisioned for this match. I knew that Pirates were going to come into this very motivated to do well, but I think they've kind of exceeded all of our expectations, especially after yesterday, where they lost to the second and the third placed team, respectively, in Wisps and Saints. So it is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about the maps picked, but I am not surprised in the slightest that we see another dive map out from O3. That is their bread and butter. That is what they're most comfortable playing, and they're going to comfort pick Gibraltar, which is a notoriously unbalanced map for dive, where if you run anything else, you're gonna get steamrolled.
I mean, if you're Pirates in Pyjamas, though, I feel like you can't be that nervous. You did so well in the Winston Ditto in the dive that you have to be feeling some sort of confidence here, some sort of momentum pushing you forward.
Absolutely. And I think that this momentum, if they can carry it into a 3-0, will be devastating for both Wisp and Saints, because now everything is on the line. And I didn't get to see an in-progress match graphic for the other matches to see what's going on with those. But I have to feel like it's going to be a tighter match than expected for those other two teams. And now they have the weight of Pirates in Pyjamas are up 2-0 on someone that they might not have thought they had a chance against.
Yeah, this is where dreams are made, where miracles happen. I mean, yeah, who would have guessed it?
Yeah, I mean, I was coming in thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna get a 5-map series. It's gonna be a really nice capstone to the season. Last match, it's gonna be no, it might just end up being a 3-0 and a beautiful 3-0 out from Pirates in Pyjamas if they're able to complete it.
There is a big if here, especially on a map like Gibraltar. You said it earlier, but it does favor the dive. O3 is so comfortable in this composition. They have to pull out all the stops if they want to be able to stop from getting 3-0'd against Pirates, who are just on a rampage right now.
Absolutely, and the main difference in the compositions here is going to be that Hanzo. As I say it, thank you, Lukewarm, for demonstrating my point. Those one-shots onto Chronic are the main reason why you want to play this character. The vertical mobility and pressure on the diving Winstons as well is a great touch. You lose out on some of that dynamite potential, but you don't need it when Lukewarm is hitting shots like these.
Yeah, after seeing Lukewarm on the Tracer, it does kind of scare me a little bit. Lukewarm on the Hanzo. Lukewarm does get hit with the sleep, getting protected. Can't stay alive for that much longer. Airkek will find the pickup. The team was there, but they could only do so much. Z-Man get a couple of shots in on Infected, who was trying to get away, and the Tracer boat gets so low, but somehow able to make it out. Pulse Bomb comes through, doesn't quite find its mark, unfortunately, so Scissors will have to wait again for another one.
Yeah, but O3 Splash have now burned their nano very early onto Infected. I don't know if it was to keep them alive or to look for an engage early, but just missed pulse. No, get Stolic.
Ooh, that's very unfortunate. It was a mispulse at first. Boat gonna find 2 on the Z-Man, who gets picked up because of the melee. And we went from a kind of a bad situation for O3, wasting that nano, into a much better situation where they're able to take out both of the supports.
Yeah, and Infected's coming up on this Primal to keep them alive, and I think that they're going to look more towards an aggressive engage once Pirates goes in, and Z-Man and Airkek are going to combo for this Nano Monkey. That is going to be the play, more than likely, and they're going to look to dive onto this server room.
What, you don't want to nano the Bob?
There's the Nano Monkey, not on the server, but still picks Lukewarm anyways.
Ooh. Yeah, we do see that the Bob does come out as well. Rally comes out from Deco on the side of O3 Splash. There it is, the Primal Rage from both Infected and Erikek. Just trying to find some sort of damage onto the backline. Erikek forced to jump away. The pressure from the nade too much. Infected eating chunks of damage, but Lukewarm and Deco will find their pick. Scissors and Z-Man falls down. A good sleep onto Erikek, who is just desperately trying to kill this Ana and won't be able to do it, unfortunately. Deco credited with that one.
Absolutely, and this is now going to be a 2-fight territory for, I mean, Chronic. What are you doing, man? Yeah, what do you do in that situation? That's a Hanzo moment, and we've seen a lot of those in the kill feed from Lukewarm popping off on this Hanzo. But now Pirates and Pyjamas are potentially in a 1-fight situation if they take this slow, which is a tough spot to be in when you only have Pulse to your name.
Only Pulse when on the other side.
Oh, no.
Bo gonna find Chronic. That's so sad. Lukewarm gonna find Zolek as well. It looks like it is it for Pirates on their attack. O3 just cleaning up the rest of Pirates. Erikek will find Boat, but again, they're just wasting time. They don't even necessarily need to have a full wipe or completely win out here. They just need to waste time, and with only 10 seconds remaining, O3 has got to be feeling very confident.
Yes, and into this next fight, they also have Nano and Dragons to clear cart. But, I mean, Pirates and Pyjamas, Scissors has to find massive value with this Pulse. This is the fight winner for them.
This is it. Scissors looking for their target. Gonna find it on the
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh.
A Chronic.
Chronic finds one, but Lukewarm throws out the Dragons, does pick up Scissors. Infected Boat gonna find one of their own. The Nano is out onto Zolek, but it's just not enough. They can't touch and they can't stay alive. O3 coming back from the dead with a phenomenal hold, not even allowing Pirates and Pyjamas to get to that first checkpoint.
Yeah, and first checkpoint aside, I think this cart position especially is so dangerous when you are on defense, because the Tracer can push it so far without being seen from high ground. It's basically 5 or 10 meters from the cart by the time you're able to poke out this Tracer. So you have to commit more resources to fighting underneath bridge on defense, and that might spark a little bit of a compositional or even a play shift out from Pirates and Pyjamas to compensate.
Well, I am certainly excited to see if the Pirates and Pyjamas are up to the task to be able to shut out O3 and get a 3-0 of their own, or if we're seeing the revitalization of O3. You mentioned before, you thought this was going to go the distance. It is very possible that it still could go the distance, especially with O3 Splash looking like a new team here. They look like they're ready to play.
Absolutely. This is a new team, like you just said. And they are looking extremely strong, extremely comfortable on this map. And that's not something we really saw from Nimbani. And I mean, first point, as much as it is hard to hold on Nimbani, this first point is even harder. And I think it is a very tall order for Pirates and Pyjamas to hold it, especially when they're playing Widowmaker. Yeah, that's an interesting compositional change.
Well, it will be Battle of the Snipers, Chronic versus Lukewarm. The question is, can Chronic find those Widow shots, or will it just be a misplaced switch here?
Yeah, and you see already Erikek is contesting this cart, trying to bleed off whatever progress they can, and maybe farm up a Nano early, jumping out to safety at about 40, 50 HP, getting a little bit close for comfort. But now O3 Splash is already within 1-fight territory, just because of how far they pushed this.
Oh my gosh, this is going to find one on the Lukewarm and immediately traded back out by neutral. It is getting so dangerously close. The Winston, uncontested right now, will eat a little bit of damage, and finally Erikek will drop down to slow down the progress of the cart. But look how close they are, and 3 minutes still in that time bank. Pirates are going to need a miracle if they want to stay alive.
Yeah, they have to be perfect from here on out, and that means getting at least one early pick a fight, because the attackers, not only do they have 1 fight to go, they also have these spawn advantages and also high ground access immediately. I mean, with these new changes on Gibraltar, it might be a little bit easier for the defense, but not if they lose this fight right here.
I think they really needed that pickup onto Infected. Eric does get slept, and a grenade. It gets so low. The ante is massive, but Chronic finds Lukewarm in the chaos. O3 needed this. They needed to slow down the pace that O3 was setting. Airkek gonna find Infected as well. Neutral almost out on their own, trying to stay alive, dealing a ton of damage to Scissors. Has the nano available, but probably holding on to it. Pulse Bomb comes out, does find one. Scissors gonna find Deco as well. And this is what Pirates in Pyjamas needed. A minute shaved off, so 2 minutes remaining, but that's still a ton of time for O3 to come back. In fact, if O3 wanted, they could just hold all their ultimates, wait till they have all 5 ultimates, and burn them on a fight, because they just need to win one fight to secure this point.
Yeah, Scissors committed the Pulse Bomb, likely realizing that the rest of O3 was regrouping and coming back, and they needed to kill the supports right then and there. But that means they don't have it for this fight. When O3 has a massive Nano Monkey, and here he comes, he's angry.
Chronic is being chased into the depths right now. Will stay alive because of the health pack, but only for so long. That's the Widowmaker gone. No wall hacks for the team, and Airkek, half health, forced to jump onto the point to stall it out, but doesn't have the healing that they need. Nano and Rally and Primal are popped from Pirates in Pyjamas. They are wasting everything. Well, they need to use everything in order to stay alive, but that is all of their ultimates. Primal popped from Infected. We did see the Rally and the Nano on the side of O3. Boat. What happened there?
Got one, I guess. That is an awkward Pulse Bomb now that O3 doesn't have much damage other than Lukewarm because they don't have any engage potential. Deco goes down again. This is dangerous now for O3 because if they get staggered here, this is a one-fight type of map for them. From 4 minutes down to one fight just from some slight misplays and staggers.
40 seconds remaining. 3 meters is all they need. Scissors has the Pulse Bomb again, looking for the correct target, waiting, trying to ping the Tracer. They know that Boat is up top, doing a bit of damage. Scissors will eat it.
Chronic.
One on the Deco. That's what Pirates in Pyjamas needed. The Dragons don't find anything except for a little bit of space. Boat finds Scissors. Infected finds Zolik. This might
Chronic
be
again.
Chronic finds Z-Man gets taken down by Infected. Chronic getting pushed by the Winston. Infected is there. It's a Winston 1v1. 5 seconds remaining. What will happen here? There is Deco on the Infected. Airkek by himself. Scissors jumps in. Zalk is there as well. The Kiriko doesn't have enough sustain. Airkek down.
Oh no, Scissors needs to find something here and now. There's not enough sustain on the point for them to live through this unless they get a pick. He has to find something on Deco.
Chronic is here on the Sombra as well. Falls down to Deco. The Primal is out from the side of O3. Gonna find one. Neutral finds one. Both finds one. And they will secure it, but just barely.
Oh man, and that was a nail biter. If Infected had not found those picks onto the backline of Pirates in Pyjamas, that fight was going to swing, and it was going to swing hard because Pirates had those respawns coming in. And I mean, that monkey almost stalled out the point and was allowed to live for a little bit too long, but they got the job done in the end. But made my heart race for a little bit there.
Same. I have got to stop assuming. I was like, oh, it's over. O3 had such a good hold in the beginning. I mean, they just need one good push and they win there. But Pirates in Pyjamas constantly keep surprising me time and time again. They took that game the distance.
Oh, man, that was... I can't stop raving about that last fight because that was an individual pop-off from Chronic, but in the end, the team play of O3 Splash was able to pull it out just because they were able to live on point for a little bit longer. And because they... I mean, that one fight right there, if Pirates in Pyjamas had pushed it into close to the first checkpoint and not just that first bend, they would have had a lot more leeway to play that the way they wanted and possibly even respawn and stagger it out.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even realize that they nanoed Infected to guarantee the pick onto Chronic.
Oh no.
Slow-mo replay of Boat dying to their own pulse bomb.
Oh, that's a bit dirty. That's doing them dirty, but Chronic, I mean, we saw the immediate response from Infected as soon as they realized that Chronic was the alpha threat in that fight, and they did everything in their power to shut them down.
That
Going
alpha
into
threat.
yeah, going into map 4? Yeah,
Map
it's been such a
4.
long series already. I feel like I'm lost. Push. What do you think on compositions? Because both of these teams shown a willingness to play dive,
Yeah.
as we saw on both Numbani and Gibraltar. But in the maps where Pirates and Pyjamas could play Brawl, they did. So I feel like it's hard to predict what map they're going to play because all of them sort of cater to Brawl in their own way.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I think that Pirates and Pajamas will probably have a little bit of an advantage going into this. They've shown their willingness to play that brawl, while on the side of O3, they've just been playing dive all night. But it looks like we will be taking a short break, letting the players recollect their minds, getting a water break, a pee break, whatever they need. You at home can grab some popcorn because this is turning out to be a banger. And when we return, we will see if Pirates and Pajamas can finish it out or if O3 Splash will take us to a game 5. We'll see you soon. Hey, welcome back. It's great to see you. Hopefully you got a snack, maybe a drink, maybe some popcorn. Because wow, tonight has definitely not gone the way that I predicted. If we had pick'ems, I would have lost terribly. Already we've seen Pirates and Pajamas off to a phenomenal start, putting out certified bangers for games 1 and 2, and game 3, O3 surprised us with their ability to come back and really make a solidified push after a great hold on that first defense that they had.
Yeah, and that was great. I mean, honestly, great comeback, great mental reset out from O3. And I mean, as a 9-1 team, you have to put yourself in a position where you have already locked in for a seed. There's not really any mental toll for you on this game, and I think that takes a lot of the mental weight off of having to come back. And in that in itself makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did talk about this a little bit at the beginning, but if you remember looking at the standings, O3 Splash is on the top right now, 9-1. They've only lost to Team Wisp. They are just kind of very much in first place. They've solidified their position in first place, but it matters so much more for Pirates in Pyjamas, who are currently sitting at that 4th seed right now. If they're able to win, if they're able to get a good showing here, they could certainly rocket themselves up into the 3rd or the 2nd position, depending on what happens with the Saints and with Wisps tonight. But going into map 4, you asked the question before the break, what map are we going to see? It will be Colosio. And I mean, this just plays very well to the ability that Pirates in Pyjamas can run this brawl. They can get up close and personal, and they're not afraid to do so.
No, absolutely not. And I mean, I would not be surprised to see another Junker Queen comp out from Erikek and the rest of Pirates into what O3 Splash is going to run. I'm not too sure. I'm actually I'm interested to see what they pick up, because now they have Cowman in on tank instead of the previous Infected. And I think that's a pretty big shift, because that signals to me that they're looking to play something they haven't played already, and that will be the Ramatra.
Yeah, a good call. I feel like I should never doubt you. You just kind of speak it into existence, and that's exactly right. It seems like Infected is that dedicated Winston player, that dedicated dive player, and Cowman will be picking up the Ramatra, more comfortable with that brawl, and will allow the rest of the team to play around that brawl. We're seeing almost a mirror matchup. Currently, the only difference is Lukewarm on the Sojourn and Chronic on the Hanzo. Based on what we've seen out of Lukewarm, I am willing to let them play whatever they want, because they have just been popping off all night. And Chronic, after that Widowmaker play, I'm kind of wishing that they're playing Widowmaker right now, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that pop off on the Gibraltar, but I mean, this map is one that is going to be Hanzo favored, just because you have that same power of the one shot. You have a little bit of mobility to help you out from this Ramatra brawl in your face, and you also have a bit of more burst with your storm arrows, and that's going to be the big one. And I say it almost happens again. You know, talking about speaking into existence, I almost watched Cowman get decimated by the storm arrows of Chronic.
Ooh, yeah, and we do have the Chronic POV right now as we're watching these deadly arrows fly across the map, looking for the perfect shot. So far, both teams have been playing it very, very safe. No trade has happened just yet. Just pushing the bot forward just a little bit. Getting his exercise, walking back and forth.
Yep, and I mean, in Ramatra brawl like this, the first team to engage is often the first team to lose unless you get a pick early, because you use resources. But this window doesn't really find anything. They're just going to kite this out.
What a beautiful May wall to really shut off that window and allow the rest of Pirates in Pyjamas to disengage.
Big wall.
And then come back, and Scissors finds two. I was talking about a wall in the past. That was a wall in the future. Scissors going to find two and allow Pirates in Pyjamas to get that first push.
Yeah, not only did that wall isolate Cowman from the rest of the healing from neutral, but it also blocked off the lamp, because lamp works on a line of sight. If you May wall off a lamp, it no longer sees the target, and that was a great play from Boat. From Scissors, not Boat.
Well, we're about to see a great play from Boat, because Boat does have Blizzard available. Scissors using their Blizzard first. The wall is there. Boat throwing out the Blizzard as well. This is just an ult trade. Cowman forced to use Annihilation as well. Does pick up Scissors. Erikek still holding on to the Annihilation. Zalik was forced to use Beat. Try to keep the rest of the team alive. Unfortunately, couldn't keep Scissors alive. But the damage is coming through. Erikek getting very, very low. Might be forced out here. Chronic does find Deco, and the big comes through.
Oh, this is going to be huge. Now that they don't have any supports left, this is going to be no-brainer here from Erikek, and this is going to punch the lights out of Boat and Cowman.
Boat forced to use the Icicle, staying alive a little bit longer. Cowman is able to pick up Zalik, and somehow they weather the storm. They stay alive long enough for the rest of their teammates to group up, and they have control of the bot right now.
Yeah, Erikek kind of saw the beginning of the end once they realized that they couldn't finish the kill on either Cowman or Boat, and dipped out of there, got the heck out of Dodge. and just in time because now he is regrouped with his team and they're going to engage with the dragon onto Cowman.
Ooh, not quite able to find exactly what they want. Didn't quite line up perfectly, but I do like the attempt there, especially with the Maywall, to just really reduce that line of sight, kind of keep you guessing as to where that dragon is going to come out from.
Yeah, and the dragon onto Ramatra to force form and force to reposition is a massive play, and something we see often when teams are running the Hanzo. This wall into Cowman is big again. This is going to block off the path.
Gone, and Cowman not quite able to find that annihilation. Lukewarm is using the overclock, but they're just watching the rest of the team fall down and now being run down by Zolok on this Lucio, forced to dash out, forced to slide away.
Yeah, Pip is looking comfortable. They put on their pajamas. They are in the driver's seat. They're getting comfy because they have the lead, and they also have this tempo with the Ramatra ult, as well as Blizzard coming on later in the fight if they can weather the storm of Boat and Cowman doing the same.
Yeah, that combination of the Blizzard Annihilation can be so scary, especially timed well, getting a majority of the team. But, like you said, Pirates in Pyjamas more than happy to disengage and wait for their ultimates to come up. Aircat gets very, very low, forced out into that Nemesis form, pushing forward a little bit. Lukewarm looking for the backline, doesn't quite find it, and the Annihilation from Cowman is out. The Blizzard from Boat still being held, but Aircat getting very low, forced to pop an Annihilation of their own.
Yeah, and now that they don't have speed, it's hard for Aircat to go anywhere or engage, and he's just going to get peppered by Lukewarm. And, I say Lukewarm, but Lukewarm goes down early, and now it's just Boat alive for 0-3. They might have to commit more ultimates to win this fight.
And they do. As soon as you said it, you will it into existence. Neutral using window to allow Boat to just push forward, find Chronic. Z-Man also uses window on the side of Pirates in Pyjamas. Boat going to throw out the Blizzard, making that window unusable unless you want to die. Z-Man finds one. Zolok finds one as well. Boat able to find the trade onto Z-Man, but what can you do?
Hey.
Beat is forced out as well.
I think Pip is actually going to win this fight because Cowman's low HP and they don't have any sustain. They lost neutral pretty early to Z-Man actually through the window, and they couldn't follow up on that kill fast enough. Boat trades his life for neutral, and I mean, sorry for Z-Man. Yeah, they lost everyone. Both bats go down early.
Both go down early, and I think you kind of really highlighted it, where if 0-3 wanted to win, they needed to expend ultimates, and I think that
this rotation,
that mentality was just in their mind over and over again, and they just kept using their ultimates time and time again, that they don't have a lot to play with for this next fight. Like you mentioned, that rotation is on point. The dragons come out from Chronic. It is good. The damage is there, forcing the rest of 0-3 away and forcing
Boat's isolated
forward. Boat is isolated, but doesn't matter. Find Zolok.
Yeah, that's a huge pick to find when you're alone in a 1v3 because they were getting collapsed on quickly, and that is a dangerous spot to be in. And Lukewarm, some of these Hanzo shots, man, are they good.
Boat is insane right now, staying alive. We mentioned weathering the storm, and Boat is exactly the boat that you need to weather this typhoon. Able to stay alive, able to pick up a kill, and just find more value over and over again on this May.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the value that they're finding, not just from walls, but also from these right clicks and freezes onto Arakek, have been massive, cannot be understated, because in a Ramatra mirror, you want your Mei to pop off with these right clicks.
Yes, you do. Chronic will find Lukewarm early on in the fight. Didn't even need the wind. Cowman goes down as well. The wall from Scissors is too good. Aircat gonna find Boat. Deco goes down as well. Neutral loses the immortality field and their life. And just like that, Pirates in Pyjamas gave up a little bit of space, but to allow them to get control of the bot again. And now they're pushing forward. They will have dragons coming up soon onto Chronic, but 0-3 definitely have the ult advantage in their favor. They've got wall, they've got dragons. They're about to have beat as well.
Yeah, and Chronic should look for a massive dragon here. That's the only way they're going to win the fight. And Z-Man goes down early. That does not bode well for this one. And unless they can find a massive value with the dragons here, they're not going to win this fight just off of sustain.
They might just need to back off.
There goes Boat.
Does find Boat. It's what they need. Zolok does have beat, is forced to use it, keeps the rest of the team alive, and now kind of separates them in a weird place. The wall comes down, but not fast enough. Cowman with Annihilation finds 2. Lukeform finds 2 as well. That's 4 members gone from Pirate. Z-Man is left, and no one is stopping this push.
Yeah, you say 4 members gone from Pirates, but 3 ultimates gone from 0-3 now, because they committed almost everything except for the kitchen sink, aka Lukewarm's Dragon. And now Eric Heck and Scissors have these big ultimates coming online, unless Eric Heck goes down early.
Oh no, I don't know what Eric Heck was thinking. No health jumping down into the team. Lukewarm will take those freebies every single day. Scissors falls as well to neutral. This is the opportunity, and it allows 0-3 to finally get the lead for the first time in this match. Pirates have been looking so good, but it doesn't matter if at the end you can't complete it. Less than a minute remaining. 0-3 fully in control. They just don't have ultimates to their name right now.
Yeah, and they do get the touch off before the checkpoint, and Scissors gets to pick on a deco pretty early. They might look for a aggressive fight into this now that they don't have lamp either or to speed to kite out. No, they just go to bot. They leave them. They don't leave.
Yeah, Pirates prioritizing this bot, understanding that they have 22 meters to go. They are going to really need to hunker down for this next fight. Airkek, the only one currently with an ultimate. That Annihilation could be a game ender if used properly, but look how low Airkek keeps getting.
That's massive. They don't have the Blizzard to counter this Ramatra ultimate now, and Airkek can kind of run wild.
There it is. The Annihilation comes out from Airkek. Window is available for Z-Man. Boat not alive, but when he comes back, will have Blizzard. Scissors finds Deco once again. This Lucio
stagger
cannot stay alive. The stagger is too good. Lukewarm gets taken down by the Nemesis form. 2 ults on either side. Cowman close to getting Annihilation of their own, but Airkek
goes down again. That should be it.
Chronic is there on Cowman. The window from both sides is out, but it's not enough. No one can stop Pirates in Pyjamas right now. Like you said, they took the break to get into the PJs and to take this game a 3-1 for Pirates in Pyjamas.
Yeah, honestly, great play in that final fight. Exactly what they needed to happen happened. I mean, they picked Boat, which was the only counter to Airkek's Ramatra ultimate, because typically it's pretty flowchart Overwatch. When you have Blizzard online and you are facing off against a very angry Ramatra, I mean, you just Blizzard his feet and wall him off, and suddenly he's not so scary.
Not so scary indeed, but something that is now just in my mind. That was the end of group stages for NA Contenders. That was round 11 in about a month's time. August 21st, we're going to go into the elimination stage, but these top 4 teams in the form of 0-3 Splash, Pirates in Pyjamas, Saints, and Wisp are so contentious right now. Just about every single one of these teams have beaten each other in some way, shape, or form. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen when we get into that elimination stage because of how close these games have been and how pleasantly surprised I have been.
Yeah, honestly, every match that I've casted has been a wonderful game. It's never been a very one-sided. It's always going to be a very contentious match like you were talking about with these top teams. But man, I've seen some great plays, some great, I mean, I say great, but some funny misplays. This has been a very great season in terms of content and these matches, and I'm very happy that we were able to get this. I mean, some of these matches were not going to be casted unless Timeless was able to set up this project. So shout out to them.
Yeah, huge shout out to Timeless and everything that they do. There is a wall of faceless warriors who are working time and time to make sure that we get these amazing broadcasts. We get to watch these incredible games, and it's at the highest quality that it possibly could be.
Yeah, and the production crew behind this, shout out to them. Shout out to, I think we have a graphic for this a little bit later. Just shout out to everyone who's working on Timeless now that we've come to the end of the group stage and potentially to the end of some of the broadcasts for these teams. Since some of these teams will not be making it, unfortunately, into the playoff stage. But man, what a season.
What a season. Yeah, Summer Series has been so awesome to be a part of and to watch. NA was looking incredible. EMEA has also been looking amazing. Twisted Minds really kind of showing out and showing how dominant they are on that side of things. But here on the side of NA, it really does feel like these top four teams any one of them could be that #1 spot.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for in playoffs because, like you said, all these teams have beaten each other in some shape or form. O3 has only lost to, I believe it was Wisp and Pirates now. And then Saints has lost to O3.
Yep.
Who else? Pirates has lost to Saints and Wisp. And then Wisp has lost to Saints.
Yep.
So, yeah, all of these teams have just been consistently inconsistent against each other.
Yeah.
I don't really have another way to put that, but it is going to be who performs better on the day, and that's some of the most exciting games, in my opinion, because coming in with a clear, decided victor is never fun, and getting to see a little bit more action is always a great time.
Plus, there is a little bit of that run back factor after playing such an extensive group stage where you're like, oh, that person 3-0'd me in group stage. I want to make sure that they do not get anywhere close to doing that to our team again. So there is a little bit of that vengeance, that prevention happening when you look at moving from a group stage into a double elimination.
Yeah, and that's going to be the end of our broadcast, the end of our season. We do have an interview.
Yeah, we have an interview with Z-Man from Pips. So here he is now. Z-Man, how are you feeling after that?
That's a pretty nice win, not gonna lie. Obviously, we already qualified, so the biggest battle was already won, but getting a win on #1 seed and getting ourselves maybe a little bit higher in the seedings is a really nice way to end the round robin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has to be a big confidence booster coming into playoffs. And even though there's a pretty significant gap between the end of groups and the start of the bracket stage, how are you guys planning to keep your momentum going forward? Focus your efforts?
It's a little bit weird because we're going to be playing on the new patch. So yeah, we just need to keep working our synergy as a team. We have very strong mechanical players. And the biggest thing is if we can get our synergy down, like more cohesive gameplay. That's basically how we keep it rolling. Obviously keep scrimming and stuff. So we'll be able to work on stuff like that, no matter the circumstances.
Yeah, as you're moving into this double elimination, is there a team that you really have your eyes on? Obviously, you just took down in fairly dominant fashion the #1 seed. Is there another team that kind of has your eye that you're watching very closely?
Probably just Saints. Like they have just the best like mechanically gifted players probably in contenders. Obviously a couple of them ex-Owl, so they've got like high caliber guns, and so I would say that they're probably the biggest threat when they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen the dominance of the Saints in the past. And I mean, they're always a scary team to match up against, especially in a tournament-esque scenario where you don't have another life other than the lower bracket. So,
yeah,
I mean, great performance today, man. It's always a pleasure watching you guys, and it's always a pleasure watching some pop-off.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a super fun series.
Yeah, it looked a lot of fun. We very much enjoyed that. Was there any sort of special preparation going into this game? Because I think on paper, people perhaps weren't expecting this sort of turnout at the end of the day.
Funnily enough, no. We didn't really do any prep for O3. We knew this week was going to be hard. We were obviously playing, all the other top 4 seeds, not including us. And so we just came in, tried to give our best, and today we really had it, and it showed. And it also showed the ceiling of our team. Like we can compete with everybody when we're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in here and doing this interview, talking a little bit about this. But wow, we're excited to see what happens next in just about a month and see where you guys go.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. But thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
And as we are wrapping up, we do want to take a look at the rest of the round 11 matches. Most of them are still ongoing. We, of course, have Good Boys v. Timeless. Good Boys looking they're looking like they're in the driver's seat right now. Timeless needed this win as they are kind of on that cutoff in that 9th seed right now. Some of the matches haven't started just yet, and some of them are still ongoing. There we go. There's the cutoff right there. The top 8 teams move forward. Top 4 teams drop down to open division.
Yeah, and that's a lot of teams with a plus 13 and a plus 12 map differential. If you're looking at that in the top 4, those teams all, inches within each other. And this is a top 4 that we just talked about how they could be, whoever plays better on the day is going to be the team that emerges victorious from that matchup.
Yeah, it really could go anywhere, which makes it so exciting. And I hate that it is so far away, that we need to wait till August 21st to see more of this action, but I will just bide my time. It'll give the teams a little bit more of time to work on the new patch, to really kind of iron down any of those pieces that are sticking up that need to be hammered back into place. But of course, I do want to, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but of course we want to shout out the staff that made this possible, the Timeless broadcast crew. There's a ton of names here. All of these people are phenomenal. They've been working so hard to bring you this, to make sure that there are contenders matches that are being brought, that are being streamed, that are being shown, that we get everyone involved. So a huge shout out to everyone here. And if you like what we do here, you are compelled, you can do !donate to make sure that you are giving the team a little bit of love, because we're doing this volunteer. We're doing this for the love of the game, but any donation certainly doesn't hurt.
No, and there's a lot of heads in this project that you will never see the face of, because they are the backbone and not just the figurehead. Because production crew, replay crew, observers, people like admins handling all of the organizational stuff with all the contacts from different teams, all of this stuff has to be accounted for, and all of it is volunteer. This is a volunteer only project, and I think that this project has been a massive success this season, and I'm really hopeful to see it expand in the future.
I could not have said it better. But of course, this part of the stream is ending, but there is still more Overwatch action happening. So we've got some other broadcasts, of course, on the other side of things on the Timeless channel, twitch.tv/timelessow. We do have Worldwide versus Strix, so you're going to want to switch over there and watch them. And of course, on the official Contenders broadcast, there is Good Boys versus Timeless, and then later there'll be Rift versus Dragon Dance. So a lot of Overwatch action still going on. So if you haven't gotten your fill after this amazing 4-game series, there is still more Overwatch action to see.
Yep, and you can tune into any of those streams, and I'm not sure if this channel will be rating or hosting anyone, but I would recommend you go check out the Timeless stream with Good Boys, because that match might be ending soon if it's a 2-0, so get in while you can.
Maybe we will have to see. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting and giving your love to your favorite teams. We will have more action as soon as it is possible. I, of course, have been Master Hamster. This has been Laser, and we will catch you guys next time. Have a great evening.
Yeah, have a great one.